Niswing pa sa kanti ko Northeast Mediahub po na rumchakswa. Daaling ko burang ko akanat naskang katabi chongrang ko akanat tinga. Dok ganin ni gise po si mani golmalang ko talera China sungang pa kamitirang skotong minister ko gronga. Meghalaya Assembly ni Speaker ko ragal China resolution ko Congress Legislature Party ranggen ni parakata. Dok sorkari ni mamong sorkari yonar angin gepa 6th Schedule Amendment Bill lo Village Council aru Municipal Council ko ragat na netik kaani ko nokma Council rakin jegale agan ha. Plak champenge don gaman rang ko kaasni nang plao na raba na magsungan nyo ragalenga ha neskotong minister parakata. HNLC ni gachamdul gepa ko sa utani na jegale amla remo junmari jomani ko ngata. National Championship po medal rang ko cheba ani jaman adok ni kickboxer rang ko rumchakswa. Assam aru Mizoram adok ni Sima Aryo getal golmal nakata. Myanmar bobol dolchi susul jeng ungatani ko matni kat brang ba gapa bisarang ko Mizoram sorkari mande jatna ka sa sakani bewalo skia pora na cholko unna agan ha. Priyanka Gandhi Uttar Pradesh ni sorkari ko tao matneng gapa sabisi ko olgroki raana matnanga. Angaruganchi armarak tao kuburang ko joljol para katenga. Assam aru Meghalaya adok tamganini gisepo Sima Arina Kajya Golmal Ganang Gaparang ko talera China gata Meghalaya sorkari ni songang gapa regional committee rang skurbal salo shilongo thomanga ha. Thomao takcha kapas ko chong minister pa president Jinsong ni Delani chi dol gatam regional committee rang ni chairman cabinet minister pa Renik Tonlingdo aru snaw balang dar baksana gapan rang jekai Riboy West Khasi Hills aru East Jente Hills ni deputy commissioner rang adok ni ko chong minister pa Conrad Kesang mako cabinet kuturio grongen ba wamang ni thalera bagaman ko nang ha. Thoma machotani jaman khobor atem gaparang na agananganyo yan regional committee rang baksas khang gapa thomanyong inga aruya adok tamgani ni gisepo khajja golmal ganang gapa biaprang China wa mangni riange ni ba oma sira ba gamni bidengu panggija thalatani rangku disirang nang ha nisko thong minister uyataha. Uni aganani gata yani gaman thalta pani rangko takang kugen aru Sima Arini mamla ko namgar ka unara panagata sorkari jakku rangko de atenga ne jana patan baksana rebaing gapa salgani basal gatamni jaman committee changsa tai asonge chanchirum taigen aru jen somoyo assembly thomani machotahon Assam aru Meghalaya adok tamgani ni delegation rang wan dakapa biaprang onari yangi apsaniya ni kodaken neba pasangma itapataha.
This is the first meeting after these committees were formed. So the deputy commissioners were asked to give a presentation on their findings and more micro details about the different villages, the different current status of different aspects that are there in those villages. So each of the committees where the member secretaries are the deputy commissioners, which is Ribhoy and West Khasi Hills and Jente Hills, specifically as of now East Jente Hills. So the reports were given, the chairmen of those committees were also present, and we got to see and get much more details on this. More exercise needs to be done because there are many more other factors. So basically today was really just a meeting to take forward the entire process of finding an amicable solution to the border differences that are there in between Assam and Meghalaya. And once we have done our homework, we will be having most probably another 2 to 3 sittings with these regional committees, and these regional committees will of course have their own sittings also. And once I think after this session is over, then there may be joint meetings and joint visits being done by those regional committees.
Yani bidengos khanggapa report ko de Meghalaya sorkari tharimat naha aru ya golmal gnanggapa biaprangong inggapa daoni obosarang aru maam bini sakhirango pangchake matna kakhetan sorkari ya mamla ko machotation nagata ninga namat naman chip gijagapa ya neknekani rangko namgar kauna raba nagata makhangchi kam ka anyo manderang ni gisakni bewalrang gamrang ko jitanyo administrative ni nyamrang aru thangka paisa ni gata manderang ni jangi thangani gadangrang gamkhon nang thui chanchi jolgen nebesko chong minister akan dapataha.
Therefore, we have decided that we need to, of course, look at the historical facts. But then we also need to see the current situation in which the people are staying. We need to see the kind of community and the ethnicity that is there. We need to see the administrative convenience and the linkages that are present out there. We need to see what is the mood of the people in those areas, how the economic activities have been going on. So it's really trying to see the holistic picture from the history point of view as well as the current status point of view, and trying to see if there are areas where we may be able to agree without really having differences, and decide that it is making a lot of sense, and trying to see there are common grounds that are there. And we strongly feel that there are such common grounds. We strongly feel that there are a lot of areas that we say are dispute, but actually when you go down to the micro details, we realize that actually there is no dispute in a large number of those areas. So we are hopeful that if not many, 20-30% of these villages where we have been saying are under dispute, we may find that actually there is no dispute in those. So that's the kind of area we're trying to look at. And then obviously there will be certain areas which have complications. We need to do more homework in that. And obviously there will be some areas which are very, very complicated, which will require a bit more discussion. So we don't want to club the entire thing into one problem, but rather break it down to smaller problems and find a solution.
Meghalaya Legislative Assembly ni Speaker Metpalingdo ko kamoni ko ragal chinagata resolution ko ragen ne Congress Legislature Party parakataha. Yani bidengo kobora atam parang baksa akan grikingon Assembly ni Speaker ko uni kamoni ko ragal nagata CLP na mechan chichenge sa jakukudi aha ne opposition dol ni dilgapa Dr. Mukul Sangma parakataha. Constitution ni article rutasa sosni skuni clause aru Meghalaya Legislative Assembly ni rules and procedures of business ni rule rutasa kola chibunga opangchake resolution ko ra nagata Assembly non atmatnaha ne basangma parakataha. Sangmanya gana ni gata de mai ni gaman Congress dol resolution ko ra angingachim ukode Assembly ni session no chanchir mangen. Adita salrang ni gisepon Meghalaya Legislative Assembly ni autumn session kong at na singa hanigaman dengtang kamrang ni bidengo sorkari ko dona gata opposition dol tari suing ha neba opposition dol ni dilgapa Dr. Mukul Sangma parakataha. Assembly ni Speaker ko ragal na resolution ko ani bidengo Assembly Secretariat na sihat kapachityo Janet Sangma, George P. Lingdo, Kimfa S. Marbanyang aru Himalaya M. Sangpilyang soy ka ahacham.
Decision taken by the CLP to move a resolution for the removal of the Honorable Speaker from the office of the Speaker. And this having been shared before you, since this has already been submitted before the Assembly as per the rules of procedure and conduct of business and inconsistent with the relevant provision of the Constitution of India, that is Article 179 of Constitution of India. The details we will be obviously discussing in the August House as we submit our stand as to why we justify our call for adopting a resolution for asking the Speaker to vacate the office of the Speaker.
Raba ingpan yamni ngo achik chatni dakpewal rikpewal nokma sorder rang non gaman bulnos tung ata komat nasya uni gaman Meghalaya sorkari tharakin yaku ragal na nang chumuta. Yani bidengo achika songni khona ki tek songdung parang na Vietnam Garo Society Nokma Council aru Garo Civil Society ri bank pa chetari ko thomani ko atken. Ia thomanyo dabiani rang ko khna chakcha ode janma jegalani rang ko aru ri jomani rang ko badak cholgen ne Nokma Council ni dilgpa Meghalaya sorkari na namna ki jani ko parakin Vietaha. September gatam tarik ko Meghalaya adoknis ko thong Minister pa Conrad ke sangma khobora tham parang na adok ko COVID sajin mani bidengo aganingon plak champenge don gaman rang ko khasne nampla onara bana maksonga nyu ra galenga ha. Iani bidengo Chief Secretary aro District ni Deputy Commissioner rang wiatani ko nangen. Adok ni tourism bia prang ko kuli plan baksa school aro college rang ko kuli naman gen ne aganingon yan school ba college ni antang tang ni niam don gaparango ba pangchaken ne ba pa Conrad halatanga ha.
After of course, seeing that the numbers have come down considerably compared to the last 2 to 3 weeks, we have, of course, opened up a number of activities. So we want more of such activities to be opened up, and at the same time, so that normalcy can return. But at the same time, we are also trying to streamline some of the small areas where some confusions were there in regards to the protocols that have been issued by the health department or by the political or by the DC. So those matters were discussed. So those are micro details. I think the Deputy Commissioner and Chief Secretary's office, once the notifications comes out, those details will be available there.
Reangpa August ni chigatam tarik pringwalo Hinni Trip National Liberation Council Bobble Dolni gacham Secretary Cherry Starfield thank you ko police rang ni suot kalani ko jegal na gata skrubal salo surki nongwar jantia dolni gata janma thomeri jomani ko West Ginger Hills ajani Amlarem Civil Subdivision noni ungatanga ha. Jenma thomere jomanyo jolni manderang pulis rangni kamko jegale aru adoko thomani ko rakhina manjaingani gemen sorkari ko jegale trika bokani rangko dakang tokaha. Jenma thomani ko amla remni annual holong atangaha aru ya thomanyo dengtang dilgeparang akan prakengon pulis rangni khasaneng gija takapa kamko jegale so otaman gepa cherry starfield tangkyuna kakhet bichal ko dabyang tokaha. Jenmare jomani mamanga selgrian thomthome machutangaha. Goa o ngatang gapawako India Senior National Kickboxing Championship hazagani kulgrksao Meghalaya adukni palri ange bakhora igpa Giant Hills ni kickboxer rangko skurbal salu Giant Hills o mandira pe irim chaksu tokaha ya khalsu sa anyo bakhora igpa saksni kickboxer rangoni sakatamde medal rangko cheba aha ya kickboxer rangko Bouncer Association of Meghalaya Giant Hills ni gata yingkin mintu urum chaksuaha aruwa mangkurum chaksuanyo Giant Students Union aru dengtang dorang badong pae bakrangaha ya kickboxer rangkurum chaksona gata khandake thomani ko bong atangaha aru ya thomani ko BAM Giant Hills ni president Y Kinjing Delangen ba jamano medal cheba gaparang na dengtang mancha mandira phaska ani ko takangaha ya thomani JSU ni president Teborlang Suchen ba jenmana agan prakengon khalsu sa anyo gisik nanggapa chadam berang ko rakpatte krengchina didiani ko nangha ya wako India Senior National Kickboxing Championship hazalgani ko gruksao Meghalaya adukni palri angi bakhor aigpa mandirangara medal ge gani ko cheba gapa hame sanya suyam medal ge prak cheba gapa Nisanwa Lingdo aro Bante Sungo Hemon Misuchiang Temiki Sungo Pensar Miki Rabon aro Maiti Swartengkan unga Patanggaman somoy rangonin Assam aro Mizoram adok tamgani ni gisepko sima arina golmalong ani namchep naman kuja engon September gani tariko getal nangrkani ungkataya ha Mizoram ni Kolasip district ni deputy commissioner na Assam Halaikandi district ni deputy commissioner ni Chutyo janapatani geta Mizoram ni JCB chalai gapako jekon slai jottake shrukanga ne agana hachim wan sima ario mani gija kamrangko kaangku ana Assam police gapasa ungachim Uni janapani gata Assamni nengon wa manga teptak hame sorok choenga unia selsarip nanangaha ndiba uko jak manuat plaha ni Chutyo janapataha Directorate of School Education ni Director James Lalrinchanna Right to Education Act ni nengo bisarang nas kiapora ko undenut nani nyamo pangchake belsi dokoni briung gopa bisarang ko porai skir angkuna cholon china Plak District Education Officer rang na aro Subdivisional Educational Officer rang na siachi uyataha Patanggaman March jarangonin Myanmar ni Mizoram adokona napa ingapa refugee rangko champeng china mamong sorkari ge etani kon genchmoba Mizoram sorkari khatnapa gaparangko tribal anyo pangchake jong adarang gata sa nokchaksos kaingacham Uttar Pradesh adoko namme dake masiku gija ingpa sabisina siang gapa ansakar chasabat plenga hon ia sani chin ko niode yandengu ba ugata apsandolni sabisi onga ne chanchi chipna manenga Andak yung ingon Congress tolni dilgapa Priyanka Gandhi Uttar Pradesh sorkari ni namringi raingani hunake sakratchasa siangani ramram kathaungja unigman sorkari sanna banani ko nananging gapa tangka paisa ko anseng baljokani na kam kaing gapa department na chunga gataw nananga ne aganan baksa yan covid sajin mani gni gapa changnare iba ing gapa ma ukuba namyam sandina nanga nema Priyanka Gandhi aganaha Yarang sandal ni kuborang ni suani na simang sakanti kon matela. Na simang getal kuborang ko nagsona aruk na sona skode www.hubnetwork.in website uner yangi kulini naman gen. Aru na simang da ode Google Play Store aru Apple App Store oni ko Hub News app ko download ka getal bat kepa kuborang ko kna ang na aru ni naman genok. Uni gaman na simang getal kuborang ko man sona skode ya app rang ko download ka jakal tok pabo sakanti kon matela.